And here we are. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. We are here for our Growth Action Plan training, and just to kind of set context of what we're doing here, this is an ongoing video chat series where we are looking at various parts of our lives and helping us to grow in 360 degrees into creating the life that we love even more and more and more every single day. So for today, before we get started with the actual content, I want to actually lead us in a little exercise. If you are not driving in a car, you can do this. If you're driving in a car, please don't do this. I don't want you to die. So if you can, stand up where you are. I know a lot of us are sitting. We're going to stand up. Find your space. By the way, we're live on Instagram as well. Hey, friends. Just me, not everybody else. I want to protect your privacy. Okay, where you are, and let's do 10 jumping jacks. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake out your hands. Shake out your face. Shake out your right leg. Shake out your left leg. Shake out everything. Good. And coming back. Woo! There we go. I got to get the blood pumping, get it moving. Whew, I'm a little winded. Because what we're going to do actually requires us to be in a specific state of mind. And as we know, when you're exercising, that puts you in a really clear state of mind. There's energy, there's excitement. It's better than just kind of sitting there. So I decided a couple days ago to make a little change. I'm reading the chats. I won't read them aloud. To make a little change in my plan. Originally, as we're coming through our growth action plan, we were going to be talking about one topic, I won't even say, but I decided to switch it out to something very similar to it. And this is called the 6 words trigger. So doing this is going to, what we're going to be doing is actually writing some things down. So if you don't have a pad of paper and pencil or a phone to take some notes in, make sure that you do that. Again, if you're driving, make sure your safety is at utmost. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to lead us in a series of some brainstorms that we'll kind of walk through step by step. The context of this is, can you think of a time in your life when you were the most successful? When you felt like your life was kind of clicking along, things were working, you were accomplishing things, you just felt energetic and happy, going back to that point. So just take a second and just see if you can pick out just one moment in your life in the past, even if it was 3 seconds ago, when you felt like things were working. Okay, you got it? Yes. Okay, just give me a thumbs up if you've got a specific instance. Awesome. Good. So the point of this exercise is to help us to get to that spot, to remember what was happening in that, when we were in that spot, how were we relating to people, and how can we actually set up an automated system to help us to be back in that mindset and in that way of being. Okay, so our first brainstorm, and we'll just take a minute or two to do this brainstorm, is in response to this question. So write down whatever comes to mind, words, does not have to be complete sentences, of what comes to mind to finish the sentence. So first of all, is the words I would love to define myself in my personal life are. And I'll read that again. The words I would love to define myself in my personal life are. And you can take a couple minutes and just brainstorm. You can bullet point it. I'll shut up. Yeah, so the question again, or the sentence is, the words I would love to define myself in my personal life are. And as you're writing that, I'm just going to share some of the words that I put on my list. In the interest of time, we'll be sharing some later steps of what we're doing in this process. But some words that I wrote are creative, consistent, authentic, grateful, gracious, light, hardworking, diligent, resilient, intentional, improving, organized, resourceful, joyful, playful, and present. Okay, how you doing with your list? Thumbs up? Okay, awesome. So part 2, of all of these words, the 3 that I'm going to make my standard and my mantra and how I think of myself are. So what you're going to do is go through that list and see which 3 of those words resonate for you the most, the strongest. They kind of encapsulate as clearly and powerfully as possible of what you would like to be thinking of yourself. These are like your standard, your mantra. And you can rewrite those words, or you could star those words. Process of elimination. Austin says the words I have are almost the definition of a Yoda. This makes me so deeply happy. Good. And whenever you've finished selecting your words, you can give a thumbs up. And if it's okay if you're still working, this is a process that I went through about a year ago, and I definitely took my time. So this is also something that if you feel you need to revise and let grow, you're certainly welcome to do that. Okay, so now that we've got these 3 words, we're going to take each of these words and just write a little tiny sentence with them. And we'll finish the sentence. I chose each of these 3 words because. So take a word and say, why is it that you chose that word? Just take a couple more seconds. And as you're finishing up, know that you can add to this later, but I'm going to read what I've written in response to this. And then at this point, we'll go around and just read what we've written already. Okay? So I'll go ahead and get us started. So my 3 words that are my standard, my mantra of how I think of myself are creative, grateful, and diligent. And I chose these because being creative means being open, thoughtful, a contributor, playful, and curious. The next part is being grateful for me is about being present, gracious toward myself and others, light, thoughtful, magnetic. And the third, being diligent, is about turning dreams and creativity into reality. It is the daily expression of resilience. So that's what I came up with this. And let's go ahead and share what you've got so far.
All right, I'll go. I chose, the first word I chose was vibrant. And I wrote that I chose this word because I think it encapsulates my energy, my personality, and it starts with a V for Vanessa. So I was attracted to it for some reason. My second word was loyal. And I wrote that loyalty is very important to me, and it's part of being a person of honor and integrity. And my last word was unicorn. And I wrote, it is a symbol of being special and unique, a diamond in the rough. Aladdin, we always come back to that. And I wrote my spirit/soul reflected, but I sort of wasn't able to finish my thought, and I wanted to get to how we all have something unique about us. So that's why I chose unicorn. Huh.
I love that. That is spot on.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Vanessa. Let's go to David.
Hi. So the 3 words are dependable, charismatic, and generous. And I chose dependable because I want people to trust me and count on me. I chose charismatic because I want people to be drawn to me. So you used the word magnetic. I really like that as a synonym for charismatic. In fact, I kind of like that word better. Charismatic has a sort of sense of dazzle, and it's not so much that I want to dazzle and befuddle people, but I want people to feel drawn toward me. So I might change it to magnetic, actually. But on the other hand, I like charismatic because it has the element of leadership. I like that as well. Anyway, and I chose generous because I want to be of service to others and enable them to improve their lives.
I love that. Yeah. You can use magnetic or charismatic. You could even define one in terms of the other. That's kind of like I started grouping words together.
Charismagnetic.
Coined 2017.
Right.
Love it. Good. Thanks, David. Over to Austin.
Okay, I heard this question is taking on a new life for me because I heard it very much as like a future tense thing, like almost like a manifestation. So I thought about more in the future, not so much now. If I thought about now, I'd have different words. But the 3 words that I defined myself were centered, peaceful, and loving. And for the first 2, it's because I want to work on them more, because they're not automatically in my current state. And for loving, I just want to work on that more. I would need to think about the answer to the question more what's the present reality like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it works in that context as well, because the original prompt is what are words that you would love to define yourself. So I think thinking aspirationally, this is, yeah, that's good. That's good. Centered, peaceful, loving.
Those are just the three ones that came to mind, and I had a hard time thinking of more. So I don't know if they all necessarily resonate the most. It just happened to pop into my head.
Yeah. So this is the first half of the exercise, and I think the second half of the exercise may help you with that first half. Okay, so very similar. The second half of the exercise is this. So here's the prompt. The words I would love to define the way I interact with others are. And take a moment and brainstorm just a list of words. So I'll say that again. The words I would love to define the way I interact with others are. And take a couple more seconds. Okay. So now we're going to start focusing this list. So of all of these words, the three that I'm going to make my standard and my mantra in interacting with others are, select three of those words. And as you're selecting these three words, we'll take each word and we'll talk about them. So I chose each of these words because. Give a little bit of your reason, your why behind choosing each of these three words. And as you're finishing your thoughts, keep writing if you need to. I'll go ahead and read my responses. The three words that I chose in the way that's going to be my standard for how I interact with others are empowering, authentic, and playful. And I chose each of these words because to empower, I must be engaged, hopeful, solution-finding, clear, helpful, and inspiring. And I chose authentic because to be authentic is to create a space for others to be authentic as well, getting down to reality and discovering our gifts to share. And finally, to be playful is to bring joy, to leave another feeling lighter, energetic, and again, to be magnetic. Yeah, Vanessa.
Question. You read my lips. So were we supposed to go choose from the original list of words?
From the second list.
So we made a second list. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I was listening and following instructions.
Yes.
So I did it. So since I'm here, I'll share. So the words I chose were comfortable, uplifting, and fun. And I chose comfortable because I want people to feel at ease around me, like they can share and be safe. Uplifting, I have a desire to inspire others and be a positive force in this world. And fun, I always have the desire to be having fun. I always say fun is my middle name. And it's all about engaging others and giving them permission to let go and have fun too. I told someone the other day that I'm Mary Poppins. I go in, I spread the fun, I leave with my umbrella.
You open up your carpet bag and pull out. I love that. That's great. That's great. Thanks, Vanessa.
Thanks, man.
Should we go to David?
Sure. Well, this was interesting because the three that I picked for the first one, dependable, charismatic, generous, were all ones that could have answered this second question. So I went in a different direction, and the three words are healing, empowering, and inspiring. So I had empowering as you did. So, and these were harder to write. I chose healing because I want to be a hollow bone and make soul connections that bring wellness, joy, and vigor into people's lives. So that really feels close to a spiritual ideal for me. And actually all three of these do. I chose empowering because I want to help others move forward on their own journey. And I chose inspiring because I want to be a conduit of wisdom and spirit. So as I say, those feel closer to my spirituality, men's work, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where that went for me.
Here. Yeah. And also incorporating within that idea of spirituality, connection with other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. I like that. Thanks, David. Austin, what came up for you?
I don't think these are three words that necessarily resonate. They just sort of made the most sense now because I would need to think about the question more. Number one, listening, 2, calm, and 3, strong. The first for listening is I think that's really the first step in leadership for any position, any stage in life, any interaction. And also as a musician and conductor, it's absolutely paramount. And the second and the third kind of go together, I think, for me, because sometimes, especially when I'm leading rehearsals, I can come on very strong, but it's balancing it with the calm as well.
So calm and strong are really kind of two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that. When I'm not calm, I don't think I come off as strong. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we'll stay with 3.
Like wounded animal. Like when you're allowing yourself to be frenetic, you react, like strike. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. That's powerful, Austin. I mean, even if you continue to search and refine, I think there's something really powerful right there. Excellent. This is an exercise that took me personally a lot longer than I made you. You are welcome to go back and refine if you like. So the last part of it is, now that we've defined these 6 words, of the way 3 of which are the way we would love to define ourselves, and 3 of which we would love for to define the way we interact with others. Here's the trigger. So if you look at these 6 words, you're like, great. If I'm doing these, if I am embodying these, that's probably going to help me to live an amazing life and help my relationships to be even better, and to kind of bring me back to that place that I was thinking of originally, of like when life was really clicking along and feeling really successful. Why can't I just be like that all the time? And the reality is, life has so many distractions, and we, to some degree or another, all have squirrel syndrome, where we see a shiny thing or we're reacting to a pressing urgency, and it's so easy to get distracted and kind of knocked off of our center. So what we're going to do is, you've taken these 6 words, go ahead and like write them all together, and you can write them in a very plain way, or you can make a little design around them, but just put them all together. If you're writing them with hand, or if you're doing this in your phone, you can just write them together, and then take a picture or a screenshot of these 6 words. And once you've got your picture, set that as your lock screen on your phone, which is what I have right here. This has been my phone lock screen for about a year, and it's my 6 words. I've discovered that personally, for me, my phone is a place that I look all the time. Every time there's a notification or a phone call, or I'm checking the time even, that's the place that my attention goes to very, very frequently. And so for me, putting it on the lock screen of my phone made a lot of sense, as a kind of a meditation reminder to bring these words back to me, so that if I'm in that stressful situation and I get a phone call, I look to see the phone and I see, oh, here are my 6 words, as a reminder to embody those things. So that's option 1, set it as a picture on your lock screen. Option 2 is actually program in your either an alarm clock or in a calendar to give you notifications. So you see like, oh, I feel like I got a text. Oh wait, it's actually, this is my reminder to be calm, or this is my reminder to be healing. So that you're actually automating, you're using technology to bring your attention back to these things that are so core to who you want to be and to define yourself. So I will let you guys do that on your own time, because I do have to get off to a 6-hour rehearsal in a moment. But I want to thank everybody for joining. I really appreciate your taking the time to be here and to follow along our journey together and just share this together. So blessings to you this week, and I will see you on the boards this week. Thank you so much.